How'd all the moving go?
Yeah, it's fine. They're gone. It's just me and Aaron now.
Did you enjoy your day of rest? Well, after the moving?
I did not really rest at all. I've been moving boxes all day.
Hey, you've got a house to yourself.
And you got a room, an extra room as well.
Oh, office.
Very exciting.
No. Guest room for Steve to come and stay.
No.
Yeah, we're not sure what we're going to do with it yet.
Got to be an office, right?
I don't know. We'll figure something out.
You have Steve move in. It's not the worst thing.
If he wants to pay rent, we could do, yeah.
I would be a very respectable house guest.
Oh, no one that says they're a respectable house guest is a respectable house guest.
No, I'm extra paranoid, so I would try to be my best. But
also, you refer to yourself as a guest.
Yeah, you live there now.
If you're renting it, you ain't a guest.
True. But no, I feel like living with people too stressful. Like, I can barely stand my brother sometimes.
Oh, me too.
Wow. Well, that's going in.
No, because I said the bad thing as well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another weekly episode of the Game FourCast. We're getting together once again to talk about all our favourite video game news and what we've played for the week. My name is Josh, a.k.a. BottlerWorks, and I'm here with my usual trio, Will Olivemeister.
Hello, it's me, Will Olivemeister. I don't like this. It's Monday. This feels weird.
It does feel weird, doesn't it? It's like, it's all wrong. The stars haven't aligned.
Yeah.
Steve, Quikwix.
Hi, my name is Steve, and sometimes I can be quite naive. Like right now, I don't know where I am. But next up, we have Sam.
And Sammeh.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, wasn't ready for that.
That really threw me off.
Sam. Yeah.
I was
I've only played like one game this week.
That's fine. I was like, has Steve just introduced Sam? Do I still do it?
Who goes next? Yeah, I don't.
It's all like back to front. I know what you mean though about doing it on a Monday. It's all like wrong. I should be doing other things right now, but we're here. Not that I don't like recording these sessions, obviously.
The highlight of the week.
Obviously. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because this is being recorded Monday evening, and they go live Tuesday morning, which gives me, I think, 12 hours to sort it out. Eight of which I will be asleep.
And it won't be late at all.
It won't be late. It'll be exactly on time. There might be like a few little bits missing. I don't know. I've got a thumbnail all done and everything, but it's fine. It's fine. You say, so who's played some stuff this week? I have a game I want to talk about, but I'm gonna let someone else go first. I went first last time.
Oh god.
I'm gonna say Steve. What have you done this week, Steve?
Oh god. I played a couple games. Well, not much. But it's like the big one I've been playing a lot of is Fortnite.
Oh yeah, you got paid to play Fortnite.
Yes.
Me
and Will got paid.
Yeah.
To play
I didn't
Fortnite.
get paid. No, I did.
Oops. You weren't supposed to tell them.
It was a lot of fun actually. Even though I was paid to play it, we're not like, you don't have to be positive if you don't want to. But it was actually a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying playing the new Dragon Ball Z content in it. It makes a nice break from other shooters where you kind of like we play Hunt a lot, Hunt Showdown, and sometimes Hunt can be a bit rough. You can have a couple days in a row where it's like struggling. So it's nice to just go into Fortnite and just mow down 10-year-olds or bots or whoever.
Gonna take that out of context.
Like, I have won. I've been playing a lot with different people.
Yeah.
And I've won a lot of or most of the matches. It's kind of easy, but that's nice.
Are you okay? Don't take this the wrong way.
Oh, here we go.
Are you against bots?
Probably.
I think you must be for most. Not you in particular. Like when I played as well, it's like some people you run up to and it's difficult, right? Are they bots or are they just 10-year-olds playing on mobile?
Well, it's one of those things where it's like it's a battle royale, right? There are 100 players in the map. It's not even calling you bad. It's like statistically, you are very unlikely to win most of your matches.
Yeah, in the quad games we were playing, it was like we were racking up between us like 30, 35 kills, and it's like we should not be killing a third of the lobby every time we queue up. That is not right.
You say that, but it's like there's these new items at the moment in the current season. There's like Darth Vader who spawns somewhere randomly in the map, and we found that no one goes for him, but you go to him at the start of the match, You get a blaster, like a Star Wars blaster that has infinite bullets. You kill Darth Vader, you get his lightsaber, which can block shots as well. So you're already off to like a good start. Then they have these like Nimbus Cloud, which like a drop of a Nimbus Cloud from Dragon Ball Z, which lets you fly up in the air.
Goku's cloud, yeah.
And then you can get a Kamehameha to just literally laser beam children left, right, and center.
What does that guy call the Kamehameha in that?
Kami Mami, yeah, or something.
Kami your mama or something.
Your mama.
That's it, yeah. But it's just kind of like mindless fun. I couldn't see myself playing it all the time, but like every couple months, it's just nice to go on Fortnite and go like, oh yeah, they've added this and that, and you know,
yeah,
it's kind of weird, but yeah, it was fun playing. It was fun doing it for being sponsored. And I finished all the Dragon Ball quests and I unlocked my Shenron glider. So
what was your wish?
What was your wish? Damn it! You wished for more Fortnite.
To ride a bad dragon, and I ended up riding a good dragon.
Oh no! Moving on from that, it's like the whole thing about games being maybe full of bots and that you win all the time. It makes me think like, over time, have they slowly transitioned to this so that all the children just don't know, and then they
get their dopamine fix,
and then kids play more because they think they're like really good, but they just don't.
I bet
at
least one of your sessions a day. There must be something in Fortnite that's like one of your sessions a day. We're going to put you against bots just to give you that like, nice lads, we got our win.
Yeah.
You know,
Pokemon Unite does the same thing, but it's like horrifically obvious. It doesn't tell you you're going to be against bots, but then you start a match and two of the enemies just run into your base and die. It's just like, oh. But yeah, maybe they just...
That was, I think the funnier game now is figuring out when games try to pull this on you. You know what I mean? Like now when I download a new game and I do really well at it, I'm like, you botting me? You give me bots right now?
Is this just elaborate AI? Am I being tricked?
Yeah.
The pinnacle will be when everyone can play against bots and have a satisfying game, but no one realizes.
No one knows. That's a good. Yeah.
Because it's like, actually, I don't want to play against bots. I want to play against humans. But it's like, if you can't tell, does it matter?
If you can't tell, and I win every time. Yeah.
Well, you actually, it's funny that you mentioned Pokemon Unite because that is actually the other game I've been playing this week.
Oh, sick.
They're doing that anniversary event. Like I watched, we'll talk about it later because they did Pokemon Worlds.
Yeah.
And they announced a bunch of stuff. But I've been playing that a little bit. I'm not going to get too much into it because it is kind of like that dopamine fix of I'm just kidding. I'm very good at this game apparently. Even if I lose the match, I'm usually top of my team. So it's like, yeah, that dopamine fix. I'm not opposed to them, putting in fake bots for me to decimate and destroy.
Well, Pokemon Unite is like when you play a first-person shooter, like a new one, and just having a history of playing the genre puts you leaps and bounds ahead of like the people you're playing against.
It was the same with Heroes of the Storm when that first came out. It was like a lot of the people playing were Blizzard people. They weren't necessarily like LoL people or whatnot. So
is it still that way though?
No,
or is it all
people know
the only
what to do
people
now.
left playing Unite are the people who really like playing Unite?
I think
and
there
bots.
I think there are probably still, because it's a popular franchise and it's free to play. So I think there's probably like a good mix of people still. But
I don't get it because apparently the player base is quite big, but then again we'll talk about it later. But like in the whole Pokemon World stuff, the audience for the finals was really small. But then
that was COVID restrictions. They literally did limit.
Because this game gets a lot of content. Like they're really swift at adding characters and stuff.
I was surprised since the launch when I stopped playing. I came back and it was like, there's 20 more Pokemon.
Yeah, there's tons of characters now. Yeah, because again, Laura still plays it quite a lot, and they do like a little roadmap, and it's like in the next 3 months we're just adding 3 more characters and like a new map and stuff.
And because of the anniversary, they're like, I'm getting a new character every day, basically, for free.
Yeah.
I was like, it's pretty good.
Is my boy Sudowoodo in there yet?
He's not a playable character. He might be one of the NPCs.
I don't think he is.
We'll find someone for you to play with, don't worry.
No, there's that other tree, dude. There's what's the ghost tree? Trevenant.
Trevenant's in, yeah.
What's
He's
that? How do
playable.
you spell that?
Oh, Pretender.
Treven.
There you go. This dude is in it.
Oh yeah, I'm not watching the terrible podcast member. I forgot about this whole part of the podcast.
Yeah, there's that dude.
Mm.
He's like
Yeah,
he's close enough.
Wudo.
What if Sudowoodo died?
Yeah.
But yeah, I every time I play Pokemon Unite, I'm like, oh, this game's kind of cool. The controls are shit though.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Are we starting off early with our Switch?
No,
sucks?
I can't again. Plays better on mobile though. Just saying. There's
That's impressive. Wow.
in Pokemon Unite, in the main menu, it's just like basic UI and boxes and stuff. And you play it on Switch, the game literally falls apart in between your fingers like jelly. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, Steve, I kind of stole that.
No, it's all good. It's basically it's been a long week, so I've just been basically playing like comfort. I'm bad at games, but this is making me feel good. These dopamine hits of like numbers go up.
Yeah.
me good, me like.
If we want to transition into numbers go up games, I have a doozy.
Yeah, go for it.
Called. We talked about it last week, but I tried out. I think hours after the podcast ended last week, I tried out Tower of Fantasy.
Oh yeah, the not Genshin game.
The not Genshin game, because I have fond memories of Genshin. And I was like, I'm gonna try out this Tower of Fantasy, and it's too anime for me. I just can't do it. It's too anime. It's too horny. I just can't do it.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
It's like
it's too horny
because oh yeah, oh dude.
I was like, it's too anime. Yeah, I couldn't get it. And he's just like, it's too horny. It's like, wait, what? They're just all naked or something.
Yeah, pretty much. You know how Genshin characters were like, oh, it's this character in whatever garb or whatever get up. This is like everyone is in skin tight suits or some kind of like dominatrix gimp outfit.
Yeah,
like everyone, and it's ridiculous.
The worst one is there's a cat girl who's like kind of like got like a see-through mid stomach with the spine through it, so it's like she's really not covered up there. You can see her spine.
I unlocked her. Yep. She was one of the few. That was one of the final when I was playing, because the game is whatever. It's a mobile port, and it still has all the touch here and swipe here prompts, and it feels kind of. I don't know how to like cheat. It feels kind of cheap. I don't know.
Lazy.
Kind of late. No, well, yeah, kind of late. No, because there's a lot of effort has gone in here.
That's the thing. Is like, because mobile games look so good now, you can make a mobile game that looks amazing and still runs on mobile and port it to PC, and people might not know because they might not realize that mobile games look this good now.
but
a bad mobile game will look better than a good Switch game. So.
Yeah, by far. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a Switch.
Gotta get that in there.
Gotta get it in.
But yeah, I played this for an evening, and then I played a little the next day, and it has all the like, first time login and new player shenanigans and all that. And I was like, and then you're running around the map and you're doing little environmental puzzles to unlock chests to get currency and things. And I was like, I've done this before. I just can't be bothered. The story is so sincere and terrible all at once. It's just, it wants you to care so much about it that it doesn't let you skip any cutscenes. And it's all, I don't understand these, like, when I think of JRPGs, it's always the like hero's journey, right? Where it's like, you think about like Final Fantasy IX, and he's with his little airship troop, and then something happens and he's got to go off on this adventure. This game is like upfront telling you about gods and trade treaties and nation conflicts and histories, and I'm like, I don't care about any of this. I don't know what the fuck.
Just let me kill bugs and rabbits for a few levels first.
Yeah. At least ease me into it. Jesus Christ. But what this did do is so this is if you've played Genshin, this is Genshin again, but sci-fi and way more horny. And what this did do though is like I was like, give Genshin a look again. So my other game that I played is Genshin. I went back and played Genshin.
Oh no!
And they've added a lot of fun stuff to Genshin. Since I say a lot of fun stuff. They've just added a bunch of new zones.
Yeah, Genshin's on like its 3.0 update now, I think.
It's coming out, like in a couple days.
Yeah, and it's like massive new areas and
don't know if I'm going to play it. I don't know, because I'm sort of coming to the end of my time with... I've played Genshin for the week. I'm sort of coming to my end of my time with Genshin 2.
Yeah.
And it's also... It's the same problem as Tower of Fantasy, where the most fun part of Genshin is when it's like, here is a big zone for you to explore, full of like puzzles and secrets and like mini side quests and boss fights and things like that. And it just goes like, because the reason I got back into it was like I booted it back up. I didn't know what I was doing, but some NPC was like, hey, there's a mountain's just appeared in one corner of the map. You want to go check it out? And I'm like, yeah, fuck sure.
Yeah, let's go.
So I head over there, and it's like this whole new kind of game where you are managing your heat as well as like, you know, you're exploring, but you also have to look out for like fires in the world that you can stand next to and get and heat back up, because if you go too long, you'll freeze.
That's also Breath of the Wild, right?
Yes, 100% it is. Yeah.
So just like here's our clone, which is Breath of the Wild. Also, here's new updates. It's just more Breath of the Wild stuff.
More Breath of the Wild copied stuff. Yeah. But it's like fun, and then there's like a new currency for that. You have to. There's like a new collectible you have to get for that, which like, you know, levels up and stuff. And it's like so many little bits and pieces in that zone. And I was like, why did I ever stop playing this game? This is so much fun. I'm enjoying this. There's like a little bit of a problem in that, because it's like an MMO, the end result of any kind of quest or puzzle is always like some gems. You know, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you can solve a cool, elaborate puzzle, and then it'll be like, all right, here's 10 gems.
Good
which
old
is like
love
nothing.
gems.
You said that. You also said that the most fun part of the game was exploring. I have to disagree. The most fun part of the game is opening that gacha and getting that yellow legendary waifu, you know?
Yeah, but I have not been blessed in that way, Steve, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll pray for you. RNGesus, please.
Yeah, but so anyway, I did that all, and I completed that little... And it's like no story there. There was nothing... There was like a couple of minor side quests about like making a weapon or something. I can't remember, but and I was like, why did I ever stop playing this? This is so much fun. And I was like looking at all the rest of the like closed off map of new areas that they'd put in, and I was like, I want to go check all these out. And then I realized to do that, I had to progress the main story, and then I ran smack bang into the same problem I had with Tower of Fantasy, where it's like the story is so long and so boring.
You will fight
gods rule this land.
Well, it's not even that.
You will decide your fate.
But it's like they'll be like, oh my god, look, a god is trying to attack us. Now let's all go and have a big trade agreement about how we can, you know, bargain with this nation to send their best representatives so that we might. And it's like, what the fuck? It reminds me of the first Star Wars film, where it's like, I want to watch the Jedis fight, and they're all talking about like trade agreements and things like that.
That's a great fucking film.
I love Star Wars Episode 1, okay, Sam, but a significant amount of that is people in a big hall arguing.
It reminds me
I
of
love the political stuff of number one.
What I think of actually is early Final Fantasy 14 stuff, where it gets all political. It's like before they realise that this shit's fucking boring and they don't do it in all the expansions. Like early FF14 is like, we must go here and talk for 20 minutes about who owns the ore in this land.
That is exactly it. And it's like, I'm on this new quest now where it's like, I'm finally getting to this new area, right? And it's like, you take a boat to this like new archipelago that's cropped up, and it's like this big chain of islands and stuff. And the very first thing that happens when you get there is some guy's like, well, okay, we're going to have to do all your check-in papers and things like that, and we're not going to let you leave the island. And I was like, yeah, whatever, mate. And then I ran like 10 feet onto the beach, and this guard did a cutscene where a guard was like, where you think you're going, Sonny? Wait, fucking leaving right now. And I was like, God damn it. So it's like another like 5 hours of like just cutscenes that it makes you watch before it lets you loose on this island. And I was like, God damn it, just let me run around.
I remember there's a bit in Endwalker, the newest Final Fantasy expansion, where you go to a new location that I don't think any other like races have been allowed to go there and anything like that. And they have like a check-in scene like that. Yeah. Because otherwise it makes no sense. But they make it last like 5 minutes. And they just hand wave it like, go on, just it's fine. Just go. Because I think, like I said, they understand that it's kind of boring doing all this mundane shit.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I swear there's like the need to just over-explain every single thing, like they think you're an idiot child, but also it's something a child would never be into. Because boring as hell. So I don't understand who this is for.
It kind of feels like it's to appease the small handful of people on Twitter that are like, actually, this bit doesn't make sense because they haven't explained this, and it's like the vast majority of people don't actually care. It's like, I'd rather slap goblins with my staff.
And you're right, actually. It does remind me of Final Fantasy in that so many of the quests are not even like, go here and kill something. It's go here and talk to a person, and then go and talk to this person in 3 different locations around the map. That all is just like fast travel and run 10 meters, you know?
Yeah.
Annoys the shit out of me. Just let me loose. I just want to explore this fucking island. There's a shrine at the top. I want to climb up there.
You will go through customs first. You need to calm down. There's protocols, Sonny.
Also, you have a sidekick in Genshin who is the worst character in anything of all time ever. I want to strangle them the second
what's her name?
they open their mouth every time.
Paimon, that's the one. Yeah,
because it has this annoying baby voice that's just like nails on a chalkboard to me. And I think the idea is that they realize that you're too stupid to care about any of the like politics of this world.
Yeah.
So at the end of every cutscene, this character goes, so basically what you're saying is this person hates this person. And I'm like, wow, thanks. It's a great. Really summed it up really well. Thank you.
She's the literal embodiment of too long didn't listen.
yeah, it is. So yeah, I might check out this new update just because I don't know. Maybe they won't make me do a check-in quest this time, but they probably will.
Give you 10 free rolls to get you hooked again.
Entice me back in. Yeah.
Genshin's always a weird one because I feel like I don't know anyone that actively plays it. Like, you know, every day or every week or whatever. But then I'll go on like Discord and be scrolling just who's online, and there's always like a solid handful of people that are just playing Genshin in the morning.
Yeah.
Just to, I guess, just get morning stuff done.
It's like any MMO, right? It's just you go on, you do your dailies. I'm not at the point where I'm doing dailies yet, and I don't think I ever will be.
Yeah,
but I'm sure you could be.
I'm kind of like at the same point with these types of games as you are, I think. Well, from last week, I looked at Tower of Fantasy. I think I even downloaded it on mobile, but I haven't booted it. And my kind of thought towards it is like, if I ever get the urge to play this, I'll probably just play Genshin instead. Like this is like probably as good as it's gonna get, right?
Yeah. Oh, I don't think Tower of Fantasy was better than Genshin.
Genshin's definitely better. And also Genshin, like people complained about the anti-cheat, like always on anti-cheat that you had to install on your PC, but that was needed because apparently in Tower of Fantasy it's full of cheaters and hackers because I don't think there is that always on for that game.
Oh, a whole bunch of games use like always on DRM now or anti-cheat for their games.
Valorant.
You got Valorant. Capcom tried one for Street Fighter 5 and it was like it blue screened a bunch of computers and it was like a threat. It was like I can't remember the name of it. It's like a hole for viruses to get into. It makes like a solid entryway into your like tunnel? CPU. Yeah, a tunnel. Yeah. People were like, "What the fuck is this? It's just a fighting game, man." Like, calm down.
People can cheat. Don't worry about it. I don't care that much.
If I boot into Street Fighter 5 and Ryu starts doing infinite like Hadoukens at me really fast, I'm not annoyed. That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
So I recommend Genshin. No, I don't think I do actually. No, actually don't. Stay away from Genshin.
I got a.
It's too late for me, but you can stay away.
You say there's a character in Tower of Fantasy that has her spine exposed.
Yes.
I
think she's a robot. I think everyone in that game is a robot. I don't really understand.
It's some weird like, you can change your look whenever you want.
Like in Genshin, it's weird because you unlock characters, but those characters aren't necessarily like will not have been introduced yet, but they will do at some point. They'll have a story quest or something. It's funny. One of the antagonists early on is already in my party in Genshin. So she shows up and she's like, "Hey, fuck you," and I'm like, "Whoa, what the hell? You've been carrying my ass for the last 20 hours. What the fuck?" But then in Tower of Fantasy, you don't recruit characters. You recruit like holograms or something, and then you just pretend to be that person instead. It's really fucking weird.
That's odd. That is odd.
Yeah, and then you go to a space city, and then I can't remember what happens after that. I don't know, like Odin is there or something. I don't know. It's always something like that, isn't it? It
sounds like one of those AI story generators that you can use online. You go to roll the dice, a space station, and you meet Shake the Dice, Odin.
That's exactly. I was gonna take a screenshot actually. This was in Genshin, not Tower of Fantasy, but I was gonna take a screenshot because there was one cutscene I watched where there were so many different like arcane names of factions and items and relics and things that I was like, I should take a screenshot of this because it looked like a Mad Libs written by like, I don't know, a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
It was just, I was like, I could not begin to explain this sentence to somebody
It's like
watching.
one sentence with like 10 MacGuffins in it. It's like, what does this mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just gibberish. I wouldn't have like put you as the person that would go back to play these like Genshin and stuff. I would have thought it'd be like Steve or Sam.
It's a really, when it doesn't get in the way with its story, it's a really fun exploration game of like, it's a really tiny little loop of just like run up a little, mountain path and be like, oh, there's like 4 blocks here in a weird formation. I wonder what that could be. And then you go and like fuck around with it for a bit and then you solve the puzzle. It's great. It's just like that, just over and over again. It's great.
The biggest thing for me which drew me in was just actively moving and fighting felt nice. And I don't like action RPGs. I dislike that genre. It really doesn't stick to me very well. But when it's just really fluid, it does just feel nice.
Yeah.
And you can just play it.
And you can just climb anywhere and glide all over the place. And it's like, there's no barriers or anything. It's great.
I think also like this, Genshin was the first game that like kind of was the closest to Breath of the Wild. And it was like, it came out, it was like, oh, it's polished. It's got more content than Breath of the Wild technically because it's
it's like what? It's not as deep, but it is wider.
Yeah. And Josh, I linked a picture of the cat girl since you were trying to find her, I think.
Okay, let's have a look. Is this the one with the exposed spine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look.
She looks much younger than I remember.
I would like
I
to
might get in
jump
trouble for this.
Way, by the way. I watched some Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Over the weekend. I do not get why people like that game.
It's hard to describe it. It's more about playing it. Have you played it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I played it as well, and I'm like, it's not my favorite Zelda game. I like some of the stuff they did, like some of the directions they went in, but I much prefer Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, even Twilight Princess.
But Breath of the Wild had a really cool thing. It was like by design, where the map had all these points of interest, and from every single point of interest, you can see another one.
Yeah, it's the same kind of loop as Genshin, where it's just you can just pick a direction, go, and you will always find something fun to do.
Oh yeah, but Breath of the Wild was the first one to kind of do that. There's lots of games that do it now, because it's kind of been like people are like, oh okay, that's kind of cool. Whereas I think, like you say, with Genshin and stuff, it's more common these days.
Yeah.
What was you gonna say, Sam?
I was just gonna say, like, because from watching and just, I mean, it's on the Switch, which is almost in defense of Breath of the Wild. It's on the Switch,
my favorite console.
If it was on PC, maybe that game is just slap bang like 9 out of 10, But that game just doesn't look fun to play, if that makes sense.
I get what you mean. I've been concerned that if I was to ever go back to it, I wouldn't like it as much as the first time I played it. But I think that game is a really good, almost like sandbox, where it gives you a bunch of tools and features and says like, okay, just go nuts. Like the whole thing about how you can like freeze items in time and smack them, and like momentum carries through, and all the flying around. You can create fires on the floor to create uplift to keep flying around, and like lots of little things like that just feel really fun to play.
The first time you get a boat and then use that leaf item to fire backwards and like shoot yourself across the water, it's just like loads of little fun little bits like that.
I think we Breath of the Wild, I think it was like the Switch like literally launched at the same time.
Yeah, that was that as well.
Like, oh, Switch, and then it's like, oh, Breath of the Wild, and everyone just kind of like hunkered down and played it. There, there wasn't like there have been like open world games before, of course, but this was like kind of unique in its way. So I think going back to play it now, not going to be as good.
Do you know what came out at near the same time as Breath of the Wild?
Horizon did.
Horizon.
Yeah.
It has been done dirty by Breath of the Wild. Still got great reviews, and then got done dirty by Elden Ring.
That's what I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but I said, "What game? Place your bets. What game is just gonna fuck Horizon 3 when that game comes out?" It's just like,
I can't wait for Horizon 3 because we mean something else. Poggers is going.
That's what I was gonna say. I can't wait for Horizon 3 so a better game can come out. Right? That's so harsh.
That's really funny. But yeah, I think it's like Steve says with the launch of the Switch. When Breath of the Wild came out, I think might have at least influenced my thoughts on it, like looking back. Because I remember getting the Switch with that game. I remember playing on the TV, and then I think Laura wanted to play something or watch something, so I undocked the Switch and then kept playing handheld. And at the time, I was like, what the fuck? This is awesome.
Yeah, I think, it's got that Nintendo magic where they make everything look way better than it has any right to, right? Their own... Like, you look like play Mario Odyssey, and you're like, this looks fantastic. This is great.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a really good game. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's like the only bad things I have to say about Breath of the Wild is like I don't think it's a fantastic Zelda game.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Yeah.
Because I think the dungeons and the item progression isn't as fun in Breath of the Wild.
Isn't any, right? Is there? There are dungeons.
Well, because they really committed to let you doing anything in any order.
Yeah, they did.
So you can go anywhere. Yeah,
they did. There was a Zelda game on 3DS before. I think it was the one before Breath of the Wild. I think it was A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was kind of like a weird not remake, but kind of remake of the one on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a follow-up game.
Yeah, and all 8 dungeons are available from the start, and you can tackle them in any order.
Yeah, well, technically it's 7, but you need to do one dungeon to unlock it.
All the dungeons are basically available.
It's a weird one.
And because of that, it's kind of cool. It's open-ended, but because of that, there's no progression with items. You just kind of
Yeah.
You get no, go for it.
I was gonna say, at the start of the game, there's a shop that lets you rent an item. That if you die, you lose it, but you just never die because you just make sure you save or whatnot. And
the game was quite easy as well.
Yeah, you do the dungeon and you unlock the permanent version of that item. So it just felt like, you got all your fun tools at the start, and then there was nothing to look forward to, which was the same problem with Breath of the Wild, as we've been saying. Yeah.
Just reminded me of that, because that obviously must have influenced the design somewhat of Breath of the Wild in the whole open-endedness and all that stuff.
You know what else? Speaking of all these big JRPG stories that get in the way, Breath of the Wild was like, just go, just do whatever you want.
Yeah. Link wakes up in the bath, he goes out the cave.
Yeah.
Cool music plays, and then it's like, I think you do like half an hour of tutorial.
Yeah. And it's it's not like a hold your hand tutorial either, is it? It's just like, maybe you should go over here.
Yeah, it's like you can do whatever you want, but you're kind of railroaded towards specific things without realizing.
Yeah.
Which is
you can't get off. You're on like a plateau, aren't you, until you get the glider, and then you can go anywhere. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing about game design, is making players do stuff without realizing it.
Yeah.
You've seen the one from I think it's like one of the Left 4 Dead games. You can go through the developer commentary. I mean, it's like Half-Life 2, I think. And it's Gabe Newell talking and saying they just put lights where you want players to go. And it's so obvious, but no one realizes that they're just following this breadcrumb trail of just lights everywhere. It's so simple, but I love it. It's so good. But yeah, so okay, have you got any like closing words on Genshin, or you?
Oh god, were we talking about Genshin? No, not really.
Breath of the Wild is my favorite anime gacha game.
Genshin's fun. Gacha still sucks. It's just
Well, you say that you haven't got good drops yet.
Well, Gacha sucks regardless, but
all right. Then
but also, yes, I've been incredibly unlucky.
All right, what you been playing, Sam?
I've been playing World of Warcraft.
Oh no, Sam.
Which version?
So
you have a 9 to 5, Sam. What are you doing?
the pre-patch for Wrath Classic comes out. Is it next week?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know.
So there's this weird thing right now where they 'cause it doesn't have a lot of players. They've reduced the amount of servers and forced people onto these servers or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, my character is in limbo. It doesn't exist yet 'cause it's being transitioned to a different server.
Right.
And this is the same with
This is so
everyone.
Carry on.
So I don't have my character, so I've just decided, well, I've got time to play like an hour a day, maybe a little bit more every now and then.
Yeah.
So I've made a new character, and then it's almost like they've realized what was shit about the leveling experience. So they've just given people a permanent 50% EXP boost.
Oh, really?
And now it's just
not pure to the original.
No, it's not. But is it more fun to play? Abso-fucking-lutely. So no more like, oh, I've done all the quests in this zone that I can do at my level. I now need to grind mobs or travel for an hour to a different zone.
Yeah.
It actually like you kind of scale properly. It feels like you actually just. It feels correct now. Having an extra 50% EXP boost because
that's very funny.
It's the pre-patch.
It just feels like it's the players just not knowing what they want. Like, I want the true original experience. It's like, oh, but it's too slow. Make it faster, please.
But no, I've been leveling in World of Warcraft. It's not really a lot to talk about.
What?
But yeah, it's just enjoyable.
What class have you been playing?
Leveling a mage.
So. If we want to, we could quickly just talk about the internal document leak for World of Warcraft. Well, for Blizzard games, where there is basically we know what's coming out and the dates of everything for till the end of the year now.
Can you link that really quickly, or is it in the? Because
it's in the podcast. If I scroll up and link
I saw that, and it was kind of interesting, but there weren't any like cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the August 30th for WoW Classic pre-patch is correct. We know that now. It says the Overwatch PvP launch is on the 4th, but we knew that. WoW 10.0 pre-patch October 25th. So that's like the Dragonflight pre-patch will be in October, a bit earlier than people think. And then there's two like COD dates. Which is like October 27th for COD Cortez global launch. Not sure what that is.
So I looked that up. COD Cortez is the internal name for Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, okay. And November 16th is COD Warzone 2 global launch, which probably might be big, depending. That's
that'd be enormous. Are you kidding me?
Maybe. September 26th is the Wrath the Lich King global launch, which again. Can confirm we know this.
Yeah.
And then November 28th is the WoW the current WoW expansion launch.
Yeah.
And December 8th is Diablo 4 pre-purchase, and it says the Game Awards. So maybe it'll be like tied into that.
I think Jeff Keighley announced literally today that the Game Awards are on the 8th of December. So it kind of like.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's all kind of lining up, so we know when the stuff's happening.
I kind of saw this, and I was like, yeah, Call of Duty coming out at the same time it does every year. Like Diablo 4 pre-purchase isn't like a release date; it's just like you can buy it now. It's like, okay, cool.
Wait, they missed the 4 Hearthstone expansions that will come out within this time at the same time.
Are they still making Hearthstone stuff?
Yeah, I get emails about them.
Mm-hmm.
Block email. Leave me alone.
I really should just unsubscribe. Yeah. You're not wrong.
So are you Sam, going back to World of Warcraft, are you kind of like, are you in?
I will be when Wrath launches, because we've managed to sort out a guild to have people to actually do raiding with.
Oh, that sounds actually fun.
And that was the fun bit of TBC was, I remember coming home from work on the day of release, everyone telling me how shit the servers were, but everyone's like 2 to 3 levels above me. But I'm the healer, so everyone just goes, nah, fuck quests, just come heal our dungeons.
Yeah.
And my week was just healing dungeons all the way up to max level, basically.
Power leveling dungeons.
Times.
But then we did Karazhan every week, and that is easily some of the most fun. It was literally my core group of 5.
Yeah.
And then there was literally basically like a reflective mirror of 5 lads who were like, yeah, we don't really want to join like a big guild. We want to stick together. So it was just their group of 5, our group of 5. Let's fucking do Karazhan together.
What's that bit in Shaun of the Dead where they come across another group of survivors?
Yeah.
it's like exactly
That's
the
such
same.
a good call.
It's like they're all exactly the same.
And they're all filing past each other, going like, all right.
We looked at the raids, which require like 20 man plus, and we would just go, does anyone want to try getting that together? And no one wanted to take the responsibility of gathering people, and we were like, yeah, we are literally the same people.
Yeah.
Was Wrath still 10 and then 4? No, 20
Wrath
and then
was 10 and 25 both.
Did they drop
10 and 25.
Did they drop 40 by that point?
Yeah, they had dropped 40 by that. Burning Crusade had a mix of both. Like, it was like some raids were 10, some raids were 25, some raids were... No, it was 10 or 25. But yeah, Wrath of the Lich King had both, and then from then on, I think they just had 10 and 25.
So I'm out of the loop with this, right? Am I at the point now where if I ever one day say like, I want to play World of Warcraft vanilla, is that just gone now because they've moved on?
No,
to
Wrath?
That's still there.
Because
what they do is they keep the server, and then once they release the next expansion, so when they release TBC, you got to pick whether your character was vanilla World of Warcraft or is now World of Warcraft the Burning Crusade.
Does this not heavily splinter the servers and communities? They're like 10 people per server because everyone's like kind of all over the place.
Yeah, what are classic people still doing at this point?
Well, I ain't got a clue what they're doing. But, I mean, as I said, like there is like 7 Europe servers for WoW Classic at the moment. They have reduced it so, and the server I used to play on is gone because it had no players, and that server was like the 3rd biggest server when we were playing.
Oh, okay.
Like, and the player drop off is drastic.
Right, okay.
And the people still playing Classic are on there being like, you said we wouldn't want this, but I still want it. We won.
Yeah.
There's one guild left, and it's like, I told you so, or something.
Yeah. All 8 of us are having a great time.
So everyone only speaks highly of Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. Are they sort of just going to quietly stop here? Or
so this is the other conversation we were having is, do you carry on? Because, for example, I actually got into World of Warcraft in Cataclysm. So the person Sam, would love classic Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Because that's when it really happened for me. But for the vast majority of the player base, Cataclysm is where they went, everyone complains that everything's too easy, so we're going to make the dungeons hard, we're going to make the raids hard, and Cataclysm is now renowned as one of the worst expansions because the devs went, well, you keep complaining it's easy, so we're going to try and make it hard, and then people didn't like it when they actually had to play the fucking game.
I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do it.
No.
You think they'll just stop?
I think they'll stop,
at Wrath?
Because if you go Cataclysm, fuck it, you may as well just release Mr. Pandera as well, why not, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, you may as well just go through.
Yeah. Well, Blizzard, we'll let you release Cataclysm as long as you don't do Mr. Pandera. It's like, no. You can't have your cake and eat it. If we're doing this, you're in for the long haul. You're getting your...
Is it Warlords? Is the one that everybody just hates?
Warlords was the bad one, It's terrible.
We know when that comes out.
Here's the other thing, though, is like...
Nothing's off the table.
From a cost structure point of view, if it doesn't cost that much to splinter off the servers, it's not a bad idea.
So you think that, because no one cares as much about the expansions after, say, Wrath. You think they'll just be like, okay, we know the rest of the expansions are kind of like a meme at this point. So for the rest of them, here's just a drop-down box. We're just going to do all of them. You want to play Warlords of Draenor? Here it is. You want to play whatever? Just here they are. We're not going to do a big hoo-ha launch.
Yeah,
because no one cares.
They could actually like grow some balls and be like, we're gonna release something new. Like, fuck Warlords of Draenor. We're gonna do it differently. Like,
they would never do that.
No, I know but that's what I mean. Like, you want to show you're changed. You know, you want to show that you can still pump out good content and stuff.
Yeah.
Put your dick on the table. Do something ballsy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. That's how Blizzard's in the trouble it's in.
Yeah.
They should just go all out and say, World of Warcraft now is so old, we're just gonna let you rent servers officially. No, you got all private servers in that. Pay us $80 a month or something. Here's a server.
Could you imagine the drama from that?
Why would there be drama? Why would there be drama?
Because you'd have some people being like, "Oh, we're banning," because if they let you rent a server, it'd be like, "Oh, we're banning people," and it would just be people would mean.
That's the point.
That's the point. Yeah, it's your server. You want to ban people? It's fine. You're paying for a server.
Here's the thing, though, right? Currently, if you have an active sub, you can play classic or retail, and that currently to me is the smartest thing they've done in a while. Not forcing people to pick. Is just saying you can play both.
I was pleasantly proven wrong, because when they announced classic, and there was like no other information, I said watch them charge you 2 separate subs, one for classic and one for retail, and I'm shocked that they didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I had no faith in them either. I'll be honest. But I think that is almost how they keep their sub count up. Is just keep going, right, here's Wrath, so you can now be Burning Crusade, or you can go play the new expansion.
Oh, yeah. It makes retail look good, doesn't it?
Once Wrath ends, it'll be like, right, you can stay Wrath, or you can be Cataclysm, and they'll have all these splintered off, like, separate games and the servers for them. But I don't think that there will be incremental costs for that. That's just going to be, if you run a server for Classic, it's the same as running a server for like Wrath, right? It's not going to be any different. You're just giving options, and yes, you might be splintering your player base, but they still got an active sub, and at the end of the day, I think that's all they care about.
Well, yeah, it's like I was saying, like, you know, if investors or whatever are asking, as World of Warcraft retail is slowly dying, I assume, as more time passes, they're like, look at all these people playing World of Warcraft, and then they go, well, how many of those are classic? And to which point the response is, look at all these people playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Imagine if they do release a banger. You know what I mean? Like the numbers go up, and then people go, well, maybe, you know what, I can play Classic. Maybe I do play Classic. And then when they get bored of retail, they go and play Classic, and their sub extends. And I'm like, I see the logic.
Yeah.
All you need now is just a good fucking game to back it up.
Well, you can be a dragon in a few months, so that's kind of cool.
But again, I'm enjoying it. But I'm enjoying it because I know I've got my character for Wrath. It's just in fucking limbo doing something.
He's held up at border control.
Everyone's stuck in border control right now.
I'm leveling a character with the intent of just, hey, playing WoW is fun. It's not like, oh, I need to get to level cap by the 30th. It's not like I've got a week to get to this, and I've got to get my professions up, and I've got to earn this amount of money. It's just I'm playing this character. When my max level comes through, I'll probably stop, but I'm enjoying myself right now.
And
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and a small PSA. Blizzard announced today that until the 5th, you can basically go and claim Shadowlands for free if you don't own the expansion already, and have like a free level 50 boost as well.
Yeah, so you can sub for a tenner and basically play the newest expansion, which is cool, I guess, if you just want to dip your toes in.
Yeah, if you haven't played it before.
Don't they make the old expansion free when the new one comes out anyway, though?
I think so, yeah.
This is letting people play it just slightly early, and you also get the boost, which you don't usually get So,
as far as I'm concerned, this is now the marketing lead up to Dragonflight.
Yeah.
So it's the ball is rolling. It's happening. New WoW expansion is close. What was that? I've closed it now. What's the date for the thing, Steve?
That's the other thing.
October 25th for the pre-patch and November 28th for the release.
Okay.
So the other thing I've been speaking about, sorry to speak for a while for a little bit for too long.
That's right.
Wrath of the Lich King, right? Known as one of the biggest and best expansions of World of Warcraft, releases next month. 2 months later, you're going to release your retail expansion.
That's deliberate, right? It's for people to start weaning off Wrath, move on to actual retail.
Yeah, I bet they have numbers on that.
Oh, guaranteed, yeah.
Right, so the only... I think 2 months... Bearing in mind, in 2 months, like, you're not going to even have all of your, like, Wrath content available to you.
Yeah, but not everyone's going to go hardcore. Like, a lot of people will fall. Not everyone's going to raid.
Yeah.
I understand that thought process.
Yeah.
I personally don't think that's true, but I understand it.
Yeah.
The other thing that was explained to me is companies really like a good Q4 report.
Right.
And that's apparently like what this is going to do. It's going to keep the numbers up for Wrath, and then you're going to maintain your numbers because of Dragonblight.
Yeah, so they can wrap their financial year saying, like, look how many subscribers we have.
And then in a couple of months' time, because they put all their eggs in one fucking basket, they're going to fucking drop like an anchor.
Oh, yeah. That happens with most MMO launches. You get a big influx at the start.
We didn't last 2 months with Shadowlands, did we?
I did 2 months. No, most people did 1.
Shadowlands, we lasted like 2 weeks. No, we got to the raid. We got to the raid and we quit that week when the raid came out.
I basically stopped playing it.
I got sucked into
finished the raid, didn't we?
Yeah, we finished the raid and then stopped playing.
I got sucked into the stupid week by week story, thinking it would get better, and it didn't. So they got an extra month out of me, the bastards.
But TBC, for example, I would have played that to this day if the guild I was in didn't disband, right?
Yeah.
So all 5 of us were there waiting to play, and then the other group went, we're playing retail right now, sorry. So we stopped raiding.
Oh, they abandoned you for Shadowlands?
Yeah, they fucking did.
Gross.
That's rough. That's really rough.
And it's like, I know it was fun because we found another group and there was good chemistry, and it was like, I can't be asked to join an actual raiding guild and have actual raiding days. Yeah. I like the scuff of, we would just put a message being like, which day Karazhan are we doing this week, boys? And then 10 people would go, I can do this day, not this day, this day. And it's like, There were some weeks where I solo healed Karazhan and one of our group solo tanked. And there were some weeks where we did both. We just had 8 DPS, 1 healer, 1 tank, and went, fuck it, we'll find a way.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
And I've not had as much fun as I did then in WoW in fucking ages.
Yeah,
and that's what I hope. Because if the guild stays together, I think I'll play Wrath for months.
Yeah, Wrath is the expansion that's going to hold a lot of people. I think more than TBC. I think a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for Wrath. Because it's where either a lot of people joined, or it's like another just solid expansion for people that were playing.
The company themselves have given it 2 months, and then they, don't care about it?
We'll see what happens. I assume there'll be like people, talking about how
are they still doing the regular... Are they copying the like content release schedule for Wrath? So there'll be basically nothing out in Wrath in 2 months.
Well,
Naxxramas is the first raid, and that's it.
Naxxramas, the Obsidian Sanctum, and Eye of Eternity came out. They were the first raids, and then second raid was Ulduar, and Ulduar was like the big one.
Ulduar was enormous. I remember that.
Ulduar was great.
I was hardcore raiding back then. Oh, it was so good.
That's what I mean. Like, are you gonna actually try and put out that Wrath content during peak Dragonblight?
I think, though, the people who are around for Wrath are not going to be the same people who care about this new WoW expansion. And even if they do, it's like you can do both, right? because you sub for one, you get both.
Yeah,
why you could just play both.
I don't think I could manage both.
If you have a job.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't manage one.
They want the all dayers. The people that just log in the morning.
I will manage to, now that I am blessed enough to have a 9 to 5.
Blessed.
Find a way to do raid night. Hey man, coming off of the back of a fucking shift job. 9 to 5 is fantastic. I'm sorry, I can't fault it. So I'll find a way to make to raid nights, because raid nights are always going to be like 7, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Raid nights.
No worries.
Raid nights.
I can do it.
Unless
I
they
can't
are
do that on 2 different characters. I can't do unless they're completely different days. But then I'm half of my week is then World of Warcraft. You know what I mean?
Well, it also depends how demanding of your time this new expansion is, because Shadowlands was pretty. We're going to need you here most days to get you ready for this.
Oh yeah, I feel
this content cycle.
To not have learned, but
you think it's going to be the same, where they demand far too much of your time?
Yeah, and or demand it and don't respect it in the slightest.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm gonna start pushing us along slightly from World of Warcraft.
Yeah, no, move away. Otherwise, I'll.
Sam's gonna go all night.
And another thing,
I hate it. I love it, but I hate it.
Yeah, it's the ever-loving cycle of World of Warcraft. They'll always get you back.
Yeah,
you're here forever. All right, I'll do my game quickly then. I've not got a whole massive lot to say about it, but I have completely finished now. Nier Replicant. Which, has anyone here played like a Nier game?
Never once.
I've played Automata once.
I have looked at TB a lot, but that's about it.
Did you
when I said I don't get on with action RPGs, I picked up Nier and went, oh no.
Yeah, this game is. So how far did you get in Automata, Will?
I finished the first playthrough, and then I absolutely hated the second playthrough.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's so I almost dropped this game. I'll start off by saying this is a action RPG, but it's more of an action game than an RPG. To be honest, it's like your really simple hack and slash. It's kind of open world-ish, but it's still very linear in the stuff you have to do. And the start of this game is so boring that I nearly completely dropped it. I think I was like 5 or 6 hours in, and I was gonna stop playing, and I was like, I'm gonna give it one more play session to see if it gets interesting, because all that people say about this is they talk about how great this game's story is. They're like, these characters are awesome, the story's great, the gameplay's a bit rough because it's a remake of a game that's like 12, 13 years old. But they're like, stick with it, it gets really good. And I'm glad I did, because its story is really, really good. It does the same thing Nier Automata does, which is you hit credits, but it's not actually credits. You have to play through the game multiple times to see the whole story of this game. The basic story of the game is it's about basically like a boy trying to save his sister who has like an illness, and then she gets kidnapped and some other stuff happens. But it's a story about a boy and his sister and their relationship and how he's trying to save her. But there's so many other things this game like touches throughout the story that are really interesting, because Nier games are always really good with these regards, where it's like, what does it mean to be a human? What does it mean to have a conscience and a soul, and just like other weird, like lots of existential questions. Like, and I personally love stuff like that. I think any game that makes me, I've said before, any game that makes me just like feel shit and like makes me think about stuff, I'm always like, yeah, this is really good. Yeah, I like this. It's making me feel weird, and I love these weird questions. But yeah, the gameplay is okay. But like I said, the start of the game is like really back and forth, like fetch quests and go here, talk to this person, now run across the map for 5 minutes, talk to this person, and just advance the story really slowly. And it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of really, really boring.
Yeah.
But I did stick with it. And one thing I will like about it, I'll spoil a tiny little bit. You have to do essentially 5 playthroughs of the game. and I did 2 of them, and I watched the last ones on YouTube because they have some stupid requirements to like do them, like dozens of hours of gameplay. I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'll just watch it.
I was gonna say, do you like games like that? I'm starting to go off games where it's like, oh, you can play the game, but you've got to finish it multiple times to get the story. I'm like, no, that's what YouTube exists for. But
so the thing about this is that it's not like play through the game, get an ending, and then play through the whole game again and get another ending. What this game does is you play through the game, fighting enemies, doing bosses and stuff, and then all throughout the game, all the enemies you're fighting, they're called shades. They're always like growling and rumbling and saying a bunch of like incomprehensible shit. And then on your second playthrough, it gives you additional cutscenes and tells you what they're saying. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it turns the whole game like on its head. I think I put like a tweet out where it was like, hey, route A of this game is you like, I am a god of death, I'm gonna kill everything, blah 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 blah. And then your second playthrough is just like I think it was a picture of like a cat crying. It's like, oh my god, it's so sad, I don't want to do this. So you can kind of imagine kind of like the direction it goes, but
I thought you were because I was like, yeah, this is similar to Automata. Because when you play through that game the first time, you're playing as 2B, who's like a wrecking ball, and then you start the second playthrough and you're playing as her small sidekick. I can't remember his name.
9S.
And it's like, and it's like, how about the whole game again? Except you suck, and you're playing as a wimpy cat who's crying all the time.
That's like so you have a hatred of obviously the enemies in this game because they've kidnapped your sister and you're having issues and they're just horrible. They attack all the villagers. They're all these monsters, hideous, gross shade monsters, and you're like, they're the bad guys of the game. Kill them all. Blah, blah, blah. And it's not that they're not bad guys, but it's like the second playthrough is like, okay, you idiot, how about you expand your mind a little bit and stop being a killing machine for 2 seconds and start thinking about like how they feel about everything and why they're doing what they're doing. And it's like, it's interesting.
Oh, they Shadow of the Colossus you.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like I said about games that make you think. It's not black and white. There's lots of like, what if everyone's got good morals? What if everyone's kind of an asshole?
Yeah.
And that just comes down to its good characterization, right? It's just the characters are very well written, and it's just in the end, I had a great time with this. I had a really fun time. I think the easier recommendation is still Nier Automata for sure, because Nier Automata was the combat was done by Platinum Games that do Bayonetta and all those good games, and Nier Replicant was not.
Sorry for asking this so late into the conversation, but Nier Replicant is the mobile game, right?
No.
Which one's the mobile game?
Nier something. Nier. Yeah, this is a full release. This is on Steam for 50 quids. It was so basically Nier was a game that came out on Xbox 360 and PS3 like over a decade ago. And then had a really good story, and it's somewhat it does tie into Nier Automata, but it's quite loose, right? It's the same way that you don't need to play all the Xenoblade games to appreciate a single individual one. It's like that. But then Nier Automata came out and people love it. Like people love 2B, people love the story. And then people would have been basically asking for a more accessible version of the original Nier. Because like I said, it is locked to the PS3 and Xbox 360. Yeah, so it's like people can't play this, and it's kind of important to the overall story. So they made this. And there is some new stuff just for this game that ties it into Nier Automata, but again, it's not essential. You can appreciate both these games.
It is one continuous story, is it? I thought they were like Final Fantasy style.
Oh, it's a continuing story in that, like, Nier Automata takes place 10,000 years or something after this.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that sort of thing.
It's like one of those games that, I get what you're saying, where it's like, oh, they're not connected, but if you look really hard, there's a couple of through lines.
It is literally like that. I think there's another series of games that I haven't played called Drakengard. And again, they're sort of older games on 360, and I think even older than that. And I think this game, so Nier, and the remake, Nier Replicant, they are a long-distant sequel based on one of the non-canon bad endings of a Drakengard game.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
That's how like fucking weird it is.
I'm out. No,
but you don't. But that's what I'm saying is you don't need to know that to appreciate any of it.
Now I do know that it's too much.
But I did with this what I do a lot of games that are complicated, which I finished it, I watched all the endings and did a few of them myself and said, right, let's go wiki diving. Let's find all the weird shit that like ties them all together. And there's tons of really cool stuff. But yeah, my takeaway is I wouldn't recommend this. I'd recommend Nier Automata first. And if you like that and you like the weird shit that happens in Automata, you'd like this.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got to really say about it. I was playing it slowly, was about to drop it, wasn't enjoying it. But then when I fell in, like that was it. I was like playing it every day. Just totally absorbed, which I love, right? When you get into like an awesome story, you just get completely absorbed. And yeah, it was just brilliant. Loved it. Now I don't know what I'm going to play next because there's nothing really.
No, there's a couple of good releases this week.
Oh, you'll have to tell me about them later. For now, we'll get on to the news, I guess. So we kind of talked about it earlier, but there was a ton of Pokemon stuff again this week. I say a ton. It wasn't massive.
It wasn't
amounts.
a lot, but it was the Pokemon World Championship. So we got some great battles across all the franchises.
Yeah,
but all the games for it. Apparently, the Pokemon Unite stuff was very interesting.
Yeah, so this is just the generic Pokemon Scarlet and Violet page, but yeah, there's 3 new characters coming to Pokemon Unite and a new map. Yeah. Which I was kind of, I don't know, disappointed about because the new map just looks the same as the old map.
Yeah,
so
it's not
swap.
It's like, what's the point? Like, don't call it a new map and hype it up and then it's just the same map again. I don't know.
It looks cooler than the current map, though.
Yeah, it's got like Rayquaza and as the boss and stuff like that.
They announced some Master stuff no one cares about.
No one cares.
And then the main things were like they saved the trading card game and the Scarlet and Violet news to the very end. Trading card game is going back to Pokemon EX. Again, none of you are going to care about that because no one plays the trading card game. And the Scarlet and Violet news is they did a competitive trailer this time.
You must have loved this.
Yeah, I thought it was like top tier. Like, oh, this is really getting me hyped because it's like they announced one new Pokemon, a dragon normal type called Cyclar, who looks like a motorbike. Probably going to be a pre-evolution of the legendaries.
So stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. But they basically, this trailer had it was like, oh, there's a new attack which lets you set up a substitute and then switch out, and so your partner can then come in with a substitute and explain the terrestrializing, the new regional mechanic a bit more. So that was a bit more interesting. So now we know that it's like confirmed that when you terrestrialize, you become that type. So if you are a rock fire type and you terrestrialize into a water type, you just become pure water, which is going to be very, very good for competitive. Or like very interesting, I should say.
I'm gonna derail really quickly. I think this Pokemon looks really cool. Is that just me? I think he looks cool.
When you first see it, it's dumb. No,
he's a dinosaur.
Between Trubbish and Pikachu, it's definitely leaning Trubbish.
The more you look at it, the more it's like, I kind of like it, you know.
I think it looks really. I really like. It's just a cool dinosaur, motherfucker. That's like a kind of a motorbike.
Okay, I have 2 feelings. First of all, the tail has got like a tail guard, and that's really throwing me off.
That's a seat. It's like a motorbike seat. Hang on, let me find the other picture where it was like a bike. There you go. It's like a motorbike seat because he's a bike.
Sam, there's also a wheel on his chest.
Yeah,
but my issue is like the seat makes me think that's his tail, and then makes me think his tail is not his tail. And I can't unsee it.
Well, his tail does look like a wheel as well.
Is it implied then that this evolves
into
one of the legendaries?
I've heard a lot of people saying that it must evolve into legendaries. I think, all right, crazy like fan theory time. I think the legendaries are like what do you call it, like time travel versions of this exact thing. I think
I could see that,
fuck?
I think there's there's one in the past, isn't there? That's literally.
And there's one in the future.
There's one in the future. This is the current day version of it.
Yeah, apparently this Pokemon is very common throughout the region, so I don't think it will necessarily evolve into one, but I think it's definitely somehow connected.
But what if the legendaries of this game aren't legendaries of their respective time period? What if they're just...
You're going too far.
No, this will happen. This
Josh
will
has
happen.
been wiki diving too
No,
hard.
I haven't.
Can we go back to Vaporeon, please?
No, shut the fuck up about Vaporeon.
No, absolutely not.
Seriously, I'm calling it.
I don't know who you're arguing with. We don't know enough to disagree with you.
Therefore, I'm right. That's what I think. I like this design. I looked at it and I was like, that's dumb. I looked at it again and I was like, hang on.
Yeah, the first time you look at it, you're like, it's so dumb. But then, when you look at it again, it's like, okay, maybe.
Problem is, it's got to get up there on my team next to Quaxley. Come on, get out of here.
With his cool Donald Trump hair.
His little Trump hair, yeah, no way.
I don't know. There's something about having a Pokemon specifically look like a motorcycle. It's like if you're like, yeah, you can ride Gyarados. I'm like, yes, fucking dragon, motherfucker. Of course it can fly. Why does it have to look like a fucking motorcycle?
Oh, we've gotten to the weird bit now where like you start going through Pokemon and some look like a washing machine. One looks like a key ring with keys on it. It's like, well, they don't know what they're doing anymore.
No, I've seen.
Yeah, but it's like their purpose isn't like, if you want to have a Pokemon that you can ride and it be a cool legendary, that's fine. You don't have to make it a fucking car or a motorcycle to do that.
But we're talking about it more because it looks like a motorbike.
No, my thing is, dumb. if you're gonna make a Pokemon look like a motorcycle, like commit. What's that one that looks like a bus? Do that.
Oh, Charger Bug, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's literal cry.
Don't make it like just look. What's this guy with his fucking just? He's just arms and legs. What's the point in that? Like at least
Charger Bug.
Yeah, look, that's how you do a fucking vehicular Pokemon. Look at that thing.
it's a battery.
Genius.
It's a battery, but it's cry when you throw it out. I think it's like a bus going like beep beep.
Yeah, there you go. Brilliant. That's what I want.
It's so weird looking. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I think
actually,
no mercy in those eyes. Look at that.
Bug is the pre-evolution of the Pokemon I used for the Monotype series that I named Bottler, so it all.
I've been watching your series, and then you're always like, oh, BottlerWorks goes first, and I'm like, yeah, obviously, come on, it's me.
You got to send out the fodder first. Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. But yeah,
nice Pokemon news, and we're getting those games in this, November as well, which is the only reason why I might not play World of Warcraft is because Pokemon's coming out.
Oh no, they're making you pick, Steve.
No, I definitely think
the past 2-3 Pokemon games, I haven't even got to the third gym.
Yeah, but I want to see more of the multiplayer, but these ones are exciting me because I'm like, if the multiplayer is good, that could be a full game changer. I could just have you three, you three and my imaginary friend playing alongside me,
I can tell you exactly how the multiplayer will play. Are you ready?
Don't ruin it for me.
It'll be Pokemon battles, and you'll have 6 Pokemon, and you have to kill the enemies, and then that's it.
No, you can. Then people will be in the world, and it might be good. Don't ruin it.
You mean
in this fantasy until I know better?
You mean the co-op specifically?
The co-op,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
We could all be in the same world. I want to see what we can do in the world, or is it just going to be like, oh yeah, you can stand there while I do the whole story?
The way it will work is we can play together in the world, and then if I initiate a fight, you can't join. You just have to watch me standing there T-posing until my fight's over.
I think it'd be so cool because there's overworld Pokemon in this. We're not sure how the shiny's going to work, but if we could all see a shiny and we all just race towards it and try capture at the same time or something, that would be fun.
Then I kick you all out my lobby. If the fuck away from my Pokemon.
If we're all playing together and we see a shiny, I'm getting to it first and I'm killing it. Because I'm just a nasty troll.
They're doing that thing right where you can do gyms in any order or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think I know we have been in the past years. Open world is the thing.
Yeah.
I think there are some genres you just don't need to force it into, and
True.
I think level-based RPGs probably not one of them.
People have wanted an open world Pokemon game though for literally the Game Boy.
Yes, but I don't think we want a open world standard Pokemon game.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I want an MMO. I want an open world MMO game.
No, Arceus was on a good track to what the fans wanted. I would say it certainly wasn't what we wanted in all.
That's my concern is that all they've done so far in terms of an open world Pokemon game is Arceus, and I didn't like it.
Oh, see, I really liked Arceus.
No, I didn't like it.
But I don't know how you do an open world game, and also, oh, by the way, there's these 8 badges you need to collect, and you can do them in any order. So there's now no structure. But that's what you want, right? You want to do it in all order, so you can just.
Yeah, we'll have to see for sure.
It doesn't actually matter how strong they are or what elements.
I think it'll make
you just get to choose.
Bit of an odd tangent, but I think it'll make the speed run for this game look really cool.
Well, speedrun and also player set challenges. Like I could see like having a bingo card run for you can do it in any order. Like you get a randomizer and you like have to do it in a certain order. That could be really fun as well. Like I think as long as they have a good base game and the players have made content for Pokemon like 10 times over.
What I was going to say is Pokemon already has that. You don't need to make a game that enhances that. You just need to actually just make a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes. But
don't we always rag on Pokemon for just making the same game every time? And now they're kind of like trying something new.
Well, it looks like they might, like going forward, they might do, if you want a more streamlined Pokemon game, with roots and stuff like that, they might just keep remaking old ones now and be like, there you go. Yeah. They did what? What's the Diamond and Pearl? What's after that? Is it Black and White?
Black and White, but no one's really been asking for Black and White remakes.
They haven't, but if you made remakes, lower budget remakes, people would play it.
Have they not done like Red and Blue and Yellow 3D remakes?
Not 3D. No, wait.
No. They have. They did.
Yeah, Let's Go Eevee.
They did. They started off with Red, Blue, Yellow, of course. Then you kind of got them again in Gold and Silver. Then you had Fire Red and Leaf Green. Then you had them again kind of in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Then you had Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Okay. They've done Gen 1 like so many times.
Okay, all right, a yes would have been efficient.
Sorry.
Here's the other thing with this new game is it's still going to be the go get your 8 badges, do the Elite Four. The gimmick is just...
It's not though.
But it is.
They said there's 3 different story paths, one of which is the gyms.
There's 3 major story arcs. One of them is the gym, the traditional gym, whatever you call it, 8 gyms, Elite Four, and there's 2 other major storylines that you do as you go around the world, and you can do them in any order.
Can I complete the game by sitting in the starting lobby for 20 minutes?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Nice.
Is that a fucking Far Cry 4 reference?
Yeah, I was going to say that Far Cry reference.
You know it.
I love that so much. You see where he comes back after you sit there for 20 minutes. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I was so violent earlier. Let's go on a helicopter and chill." And
yeah,
and then nothing happens in the
pretty
game.
much, and then that's it. That's the end of the game.
I love that. I think it's like Will said. People have been angry at Pokemon for being stagnant for so long. Even if this sucks, I'm glad they're doing something different. At least trying to push the design along, even a tiny bit. Then just Route 1, catch a Pidgey equivalent, Route 2, catch a bug equivalent, do a gym, and then just over and over and over again. So
please just don't interrupt it with a cutscene every 5 feet.
Oh, you know they will.
That's all I want.
You know that's happening. Hopefully,
Just
let us skip the
loose.
cutscenes though. That's the thing. Let us skip them.
What if it's like because it's open world, right? And you can be doing whatever you want. What if it's like unskippable codec calls that you can't turn them off whilst you're like flying around and doing fights? and it's just your mum calling you every 5 minutes, like, make sure you eat your vegetables.
There's potential for it to go wrong, of course, but they've had so much feedback over the years, and they have gotten better. Like even like the competitive scene in Sword and Shield, fantastic. Like the World Championship that we just had such a variety of Pokemon, whereas in like 2016 you had teams of the 5 same Pokemon plus maybe one different one, and it was so boring to watch. And now they've got like so many, like such good variety. So I'm hoping that they have listened. They've tried some stuff with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They tried some stuff with Arceus. Hopefully they take the good and put it into this. And there's still the potential. Like we've not seen anything that's like, other than the graphics, be super questionable. So there's hope. There's hope.
Let's hope it's a really well designed Pokemon game that runs at 720p 15 FPS.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best we can hope for.
15 FPS is probably too many. You only need like 4 frames or something.
Yeah, let's not do double digits. Let's keep it at like a good 8 FPS.
I mean, yeah, we played Red and Blue with like, I assume that's probably like 2 frames per second. I don't know.
No, when I think of like low frame rate games, I think of the N64. Remember where like every game ran at like literally like 15 FPS, and you were like, "This is awesome," because that was just what you were used to.
Mm.
All right, we'll move on from Pokemon. The next one is the next story. Oh, this was really cool. I don't know if any of you sort of care about this.
I saw it today. I didn't watch it yet.
There's a teaser trailer for the new Last of Us TV show. I don't think it's coming out till next year. I'm really excited for this.
Pedro Pascal.
It is, yes. He's playing Joel.
I think, he's a good call for that. Like,
he looks close enough.
Close enough, yeah. And I saw him. I was like, oh, I know this is Last of Us just from.
Was that Nick Offerman?
It is. What the fuck? Yeah, Nick Offerman.
Was that a dragon?
Yeah, it's also a dragon. Where's there is. There's you got. Oh, what's his name?
Oh, fuck yeah!
I can't remember the guy's name, but have you who has played
Ron
The Last
Swanson?
of Us?
Yeah,
not me.
Both of them.
Yeah,
hated the first one.
What really?
What?
Yeah, I just hated it.
I love that game.
I've heard that. Like apparently the story's good, but
one at a time, here. One at a time.
Sorry, wasn't there like a shooting mechanic which was like made it like you miss shots or something? I heard that the shooting in it was awful, especially the original.
It's very it's not awful. It's just very weighty. So it's like what I remember is it's quite slow turning and stuff, which I think was kind of like deliberate. A lot of The Last of Us is based around not movement, but like changing position. So you don't like stay in the same cover. You have to move around, and there's lots of dynamic combat where you can be running around, you shoot a guy in the leg, and then he's like, my leg, and then you run and punch him, and it's like unique animations for like all that stuff. It's very fluid. I fucking love The Last of Us. I hope this show. I just really hope this show is good. That's all I want, really.
Yeah. Isn't it okay?
Go on.
Because the story of Last of Us was never. It didn't. It's post-apocalypse again. Humans are the real monsters. Like I don't understand the reverence for the story of Last of Us. Like I played it, I thought the voice acting was very good. It was a PS3 game, so it looked kind of ass, but that's besides the point. But it hits all of the same. Oh, this woman's infected, but she's not going to tell you because she's going to wait for the heroic sacrifice moment. Oh, this is
in every zombie film or movie.
I was like, this is so just by the numbers.
So
maybe I just didn't get to the good part.
I was going to say, I think so. The whole game has beats like that, right? Like you say, there's you have, like you say, the woman that gets bitten and is like, oh, I'm going to do my last stand, and then there's this, that, and the other. But ultimately, the takeaway from the whole game is the growth of Ellie and Joel's relationship over the whole story. That's what makes it really solid, because they're two people, they don't know each other, they don't like each other, but then through the situations they're put in and the conversations and set pieces and they basically end up, like father and daughter, basically. And it's just it's not a short game. I remember it being like 12, 14 hours, maybe longer, which is long for a third person shooter.
Yeah.
I think that's the takeaway. Yeah, it's like because the bits you're describing, that's quite early on. I think it's like the first couple of hours.
Yeah, pretty much. I've always been kind of, but then like I never really enjoyed the Uncharted's either, that's Naughty Dog as well, isn't it? So I think that just kind of game just doesn't click with me.
It might be because they're obviously not the same story, but the writing is, I guess you could say how it's kind of similar in the way it's like the way the story's told.
I guess in some ways this is exciting because when I played those games, it always felt like just make a movie or make a TV show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it kept it would just keep taking the control away and be like, here's a cutscene again. I'm like, okay, I was shooting there, but yeah.
I think I was talking about this.
I know I'm the weird one here.
Yeah, I think I spoke about this on your Discord, and I was saying I hope they don't just retell The Last of Us Part 1 as a TV show, because it's just like that game exists and it also got remastered on PS4 and it also is getting a remake on PS5.
Yeah.
Is this the pinnacle of remakes, getting real people to do it?
That's Disney, right? Disney's done all that. Like, oh, we have our great animated classics that still hold up to this day, but we need to do everything live action now.
Yeah, here's a real fucking lion. Why not? But yeah, I'm excited for this.
I'm excited. I now know Nick Offerman and a dragon is in it.
Yeah, I don't know why that dragon's at the end. I'm so sorry. I assume that's a Game of Thrones thing.
It's for the new Game of Yeah.
Which I haven't watched yet. That's out now, but I haven't watched it yet.
Where can I watch that? Where is that out?
You can watch it on Sky Atlantic, Will.
Oh.
I think for online it's like Now TV or something.
Oh right,
for us
okay.
in the UK, which I'm like, I mean,
so that's where I'll be watching it.
Yarr.
He said convincingly.
Next news story. These ones are kind of like a very small one, but there's like a double whammy. There's two here. A whole bunch of cool new stuff got added to the Xbox Game Pass PC. The big one being Death Stranding.
You said cool though.
Do you not like Death Stranding?
I did not watch it. I didn't play it, but it just seems so boring. The concept.
It's very divisive, this game.
Yeah.
Because it's literally a walking simulator.
It's another one I didn't like.
Yeah. No, this one, it's like, Metroid and Last of Us, I'm like, but this one I'm like, you don't like Death Stranding? That's fine. I know. It's like, that's like 50-50, right? You either enjoy that or you... I enjoyed my time with Death Stranding. I would completely understand anyone that hates it.
Well, yeah, but now that it's coming to Game Pass, you can try it for free.
Literally,
that's the whole thing of it.
Yeah.
It got so much hype, and I was just like, the trailer's a bit fucky, but
you should try it. It opens pretty strong.
Yeah, it's the whole mid-section gameplay loop where you're like, is this really what you do for the whole game?
Yes, that is, yeah.
And it's like...
You do the intro and you're like, oh, nice waddle, now give me the car or whatever. And they're like, no, you're walking.
Yeah. There's you can ask two different people about this game, and one of them will say, you play as a space postman, it's shit. And the other one will go, you play as a space postman, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
And I was in like... It's really... I found with this game, I'd almost hit like... not like a flow state, that's a bit too much, but like, it's very zen. Where it's like, you're going to go here, you're going to walk.
Yeah.
Occasionally press a button to not fall over, but it's like, it looks nice, nice music players.
The trailers looked so trippy.
Monsters.
Like the baby down... What was it? The baby down his Norman Reedus' throat for some reason or something?
Yeah, it's his funky fetus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, it's Zen. I'm like, no, it looks like it's like Magic Mushroom.
Okay. So the game is weird, but like the weird story bit is like a small fraction of the game. Ultimately, when all that's been pushed to the side and all you're left with is the gameplay, it is it's literally Postman Simulator. It's not like
you build roads sometimes. Sometimes you're like road building simulator.
Do you build the roads yourself? I can't remember.
Yeah. Sometimes other people help you or something.
I was gonna say because I'd go and do some shit, like be a postman, come back, and there'd be a road, and I'd be like, okay, cool. I don't know why. Oh, Kojima. I don't know what's going on, but that's fine.
Oh my god, this is like a mirror of when it's like, I pay for all the Netflix, I built all the roads, Josh just leeches off
I
them.
leech all the roads.
That's why you like the game and I didn't.
Yeah, thanks for the ladder.
I finally finished my road and I see some guy just cruising by, completely disrespecting it, and I'm like, motherfucker. Spent all day building that.
Thanks for spending an hour to put this ladder over a cataclysm for me, idiot. I'm going to use it now for free.
Was there anything else on the Game Pass that looked like interesting?
So there was that one, and then you also had QuakeCon 2022, and a whole bunch of like those sorts of games just dropped. You kind of care about these, or you don't. I feel. Does that make sense? Yeah. I went onto the Game Pass, and I saw Return to Castle Wolfenstein just there. It's the ye old Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked it, and it was like, this is like 11 megabytes. And I was like, oh, go on then. And I played Return to Castle Wolfenstein I played it for like 20 minutes. The game is not good, but it's fine because it's so old. It's like it's like your granddad or something. It's like, look at it go. This is ye old video game. It's just the novelty. It's just really cool. But yeah, like I said, you've got Quake 4, Wolf 3D, some older Elder Scrolls games, and it almost feels like no one's gonna play these, like going out of their way. It's almost like nostalgia bait kind of thing. It's like, I played that a long time ago. I'm gonna play it again.
Yeah.
So I remember my aunt and uncle having, like a computer, like when I was a wee baby, and they had Castle Wolfenstein on it, and I don't think I ever played it, but I remember seeing my uncle play it. And it's that's enough for me to be like, oh yeah, I'll download that and see what that looks like again. It's almost like out of nostalgia.
The same thing. I don't think it was Wolfenstein. It might have been one of the Quakes, but I remember going around my friend's house and watching him play it. He had like an older brother who played it on PC, and that was enough. Where I was like, I have to know what that is. I have to go and find that.
They had a whole bunch of like, you remember you had the Windows pinball game. Remember that? Like ye old pinball game.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's in that same part of my brain. These sorts of games live. Like Return to Castle Wolfenstein, that weird pinball game. There was one where it was like a maze game from top down. You had to collect cheese or something as a mouse. Someone might remember that in the comments. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. But it's those weird like old DOS games.
Yeah.
From a long time ago. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you had that there, and then Death Stranding comes out on 23rd of August, which will be the day this goes live. So
fancy.
You can play it right now.
Maybe. Don't know what time.
Drink a monster on us.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. And you can keep looking at Norman Reedus' junk, and he punches the camera.
Yeah. And then you drink a monster, and you might have a baby inside of you at some point.
Yeah. And then you can get in the shower, and it advertises another TV show with Norman Reedus in it on a motorbike. It's that game.
Yeah, Norman Reedus' motorbike show. Yep.
So bizarre. I love. No, I'm saying it. I love this game. I'm saying it again. It's so weird. I love it. You had that. Another little tiny thing was Cult of the Lamb has 1 million players basically, which seems
understandable.
Is that not bananas though for a game like this?
It's bananas, but there was nothing else interesting coming out at the time, and it had a very cute art aesthetic. So, and also that kind of like creepy dark side to it, where people could meme on it, and it's also people like darker stuff these days. So I can see why it got big. I don't think it will retain.
Well, it doesn't matter.
For a long time, but
it's made its money. Yeah. Massive Monster is only like 4 people, I think.
Oh, nice. Well,
they're a lot richer
I'm glad
now.
they've done well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll get some DLC for this game. Free DLC.
They've already said that they're going to do. It even says here in this tweet, 3 major content updates. I just think that's mad for a game like this. That is essentially, just a small indie game.
Yeah.
To ship 1 million units.
But Steve's right. There is not big hitters out at the moment, so everybody's looking for that next like indie darling. To sink some time into.
It's like the perfect timing, isn't it? They just
yeah.
I think everyone's on the same wavelength of like indie games are the way to go at the moment.
Yeah, just to sort of fill that gap until something big comes out.
They give you the most bang for your buck, and they're actually more than likely going to be better than the next thing that we're waiting for, whatever that is.
Yeah. What I will say about this is I have noticed a lot of the discussion around this game, now that the dust has settled, it's not overly negative. But there's not massive praise for it. It definitely, I think I went through it a lot, last podcast. But I've noticed that a lot of people seem to share the same problems that I have with it, which is, it's not very deep.
Starts strong, and then sort of doesn't have much more going on than what surface level.
Yeah. I think they're talking about 3 major content updates. I just hope I don't care about like updates. I hope they put out like a banging sequel that solves all my problems. This game.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily even a sequel. I hope that we get some nice free updates, and then they're like, here's a big DLC expansion that.
I don't think my problems with it could be fixed with updates. I think because my problem with it was I said that a lot of the systems aren't deep enough, which I don't know how you can. I feel like with content updates, you can expand outwards and make more of the same kind of stuff. You can't make the current stuff more complicated. Does that make sense?
But you can add more things that have more depth. Does that make sense? They can introduce new things that have significantly more depth. Yeah, they could do it. I don't.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how it expands with these 3 updates, at least for now.
Yeah, like outside of, I just see like when they say like new content, it's like here's a new route and a new boss, or like here's a few new buildings.
Yeah, so here's the issue now: is where does the drive come from? Where does the motivation come from? They've sold 1 million copies. What's going to put their ass in gear to, let's say Steve's right.
Yeah.
And it gets a couple of updates and it does improve the game to what you wanted it to be, Josh, or to what would make you like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What reason do they have to do that? You know what I mean?
Well, it's the thing is, I don't know if they do like, as opposed to smaller updates. Because it says major content updates, right? Maybe they just go like, oh, by the way, here's a new big boss, and he comes with a bunch of content, and the push to do it is because you have to build all the new stuff and all that stuff to do the new boss. I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing stuff out. It's why I said though. It's just like I don't know what they can really add.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Yeah. I would love to see just like a really good sequel that fixes all my issues.
I think it gets harder for now, especially when it's free update.
Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? Because
we just have to see though.
Yeah, because it's I know it says like major free content updates, but I would prefer them just start work on a sequel. Just push this behind you and just I'll buy the next one because I have faith that it'll be good. This game's good. It's not as deep as I was hoping. But anyway, I've said that like 1 million times. So so you had that news story there. You then had High on Life has been delayed slightly. I think this was the game that I think only you liked, Will. Do you remember?
It's the Justin Roiland.
Yeah, it's
making his own game thing in it.
The game that you liked and Sam absolutely hated, I think.
I hate the art style.
This is the one with the Rick and Morty.
It's the Rick and Morty game, yes.
With the guns
be super reductive, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been delayed, but not massively. Only by 6 weeks. It's just like a tiny delay, right? I think the fact that it's on Game Pass is pretty good because I'll check it out just because it's on Game Pass. But yeah, tiny new story there. You also had a few more. There's quite a few left to go through actually. So next one you've got. You have to explain this one, Steve. I don't really get it in its entirety. You got Guild Wars 2. It's coming.
It's coming to Steam. That is basically that's all it is. Is the MMO is going to be on Steam, and they're treating it like it's like a second launch, but it's like, nah,
they're
mate,
not adding anything.
It's not. Yeah, there's no new content. Guild Wars 2 in the last expansion kind of wrapped up the story with a nice bow. I don't think they're currently going through and adding an old story that they removed from season 1. They're not adding new story.
Well, they have. So it's called Living World or something.
Yeah, Living World, and so Living World. It was Living World season 1 was in the game, and it changed stuff in the world, so they couldn't like retell it. So that Living World season 1 has been lost to time for ages, and they've done like Living World season 2, 3, 4. And so on. Now they're going back and re-adding it. They've got tech now or something to redo the original Living World Season 1 story.
We have the technology.
Which was the post-game stuff from the base game. But they're not doing any more story. Apparently, there's been leaks and rumours that Guild Wars 3 might be coming out. So this seems to be... They're just shoving it on a new platform, and they're like, oh yes, we're celebrating stuff. It's our anniversary. It's on this new platform. Look, we're going to get so many more new players. And it's like, are you though?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got to say, the idea of an MMO changing, and therefore you can miss stuff, I kind of hate. I don't like that. It's cool for the players at the time.
Yeah.
But if you join late, and it's like, oh, why is that there? How does this happen? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
As long as there's a way to catch up.
Yeah, and that's good. Yeah, but for the longest time, that hasn't been possible until now.
Well, that's the thing with Guild Wars 2, and just want to preface this by saying I've played all of Guild Wars 2, all the expansions, all the content. But
it's been sponsored by Guild Wars.
Yeah,
no, unfortunately not. But when they first released the game, they said, we're not going to be vying for your time. They said like it was a game where you could put it down for a couple months, come back when there's new content, play it, and they said it will always respect you like that. But then the first major content that they did for the game was like, oh, it's temporary that you can only do once and you have to do it right now.
Yeah, it's okay. We respect your time. You can come back later, and then you come back 3 weeks later. Like, oh, where's the king of the city gone? He's dead.
Yeah,
you missed it.
I think this is like one final push to get Guild Wars numbers up slightly, and then hopefully they'll announce Guild Wars 3. Hopefully.
There was so much hype around this when it first came out. I remember playing this.
Yeah, well, this is why, like, this happened. This game came out during Cataclysm for World of Warcraft. So, like, World of Warcraft was big. Cataclysm had its problems.
Cataclysm?
People say, because I played Cataclysm during the first during the first, like, raid patch. And then SWTOR came out, Star Wars The Old Republic, so that dipped a load of people because everyone was like, oh, that looks interesting. And then Guild Wars 2 came out, which had so much hype, and then was a letdown.
Isn't it insane, though, that like I look at WoW now and I'm like, this looks great. This still looks great. And then I look at Guild Wars and I'm like, holy shit, that looks old. But it came out like in the 4th expansion of WoW, and it still looks horribly dated.
I'm still kind of slightly reeling from you saying Guild Wars 2 launched with around Cataclysm, because that seems like so long ago, and it is. Yeah. But it doesn't feel in my brain.
Well, Guild Wars 2 has 3 expansions out now, so
did I play this in college?
I definitely did. Yeah.
I bought this game, played it once, and I never picked it back up.
I've got a box copy somewhere.
I've got a box copy somewhere as well, yeah.
I've got the collector's edition. I've got a fucking statue where the sword's broken off.
Oh my god.
Oh, you broke the sword? The sword of 1,000 truths?
the fire sword, the flame parts is off, and I'm like, I could glue this back together, but I don't really want to. But yeah, this is just... I feel like it's like Guild Wars 2 is basically at its end. Here's a final hurrah. Like, the base game of Guild Wars 2 is free to play. The base game of Guild Wars 2 is also the worst part of it. The Living World stuff and the expansions drastically improve the game, but those, of course, are paid. So, well, yeah. The Living World, like the free updates, they are what they usually do is they're like, you log on for the first 2 weeks when they come out, you get them for free. If not, like they're free forever. If not, you have to pay for them later on. But they give good rewards as well. So
I play Guild Wars 3, not gonna lie. At least I know it will have no sub.
I really liked Guild Wars 2.
I played all of Guild Wars 1, all of Guild Wars 2. I'm like kind of in the lore, so.
I played Guild Wars 1, which is why I bought Guild Wars 2. I would not buy Guild Wars 2.
I don't know what Guild Wars 1 looks like. Is it from that weird era of like EverQuest and games like that?
It's dated.
Really old. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll move on from that then.
Yeah.
You then have MultiVersus. So season 1 has started now. There's a new loading screen.
I don't think Rick or Morty are in though yet, are they?
They're not. No, Morty's coming really soon. And then Rick is coming a bit after, and then at some point they're adding. Black Adam.
Are Rick and Morty not a single character?
No, they're two separate characters. Separate. Yeah.
What? That's mad. No, that's insane.
Are
you insane? Get out of here, Warner Brothers.
I think everyone thought they were going to be a duo because you have Tom and Jerry. So it's like, of course they'll be together, but no, they're not. They're two separate characters.
And you have Shaggy and his sandwich.
Yeah. If I told you, Will, that Rick's legendary skin has already been leaked, what do you think it is?
Oh,
you know what?
You're gonna make me say it. It's Pickle Rick, isn't it?
It's Pickle.
Funniest shit I ever saw, Pickle Rick.
So yeah, you've got they're getting added soon, and then like I said, in the loading screen you've got Black Adam and what's his name, Stripe. I have no nostalgia for Gremlins. I haven't seen it.
No, Gremlins you should watch. Gremlins is such a good franchise. 1 and 2, both bangers of films.
There's more than 2, isn't there? There's more than 2, isn't there? So...
No, it's only 2.
No, you're doing the voice.
I honestly don't know there's more.
It's such a good franchise.
Gremlins.
But just stop after the first 2.
Wait, there was a Gremlins 3? Okay, I need to go back and watch some stuff. Oh, no, wait. Gremlins 3 is 2023. Apparently, they're making a new one.
I thought for sure.
I bet it's got that kid from Stranger Things in it. He's in bloody everything these days.
Yeah. They just put them in on everything now.
Yeah.
I've actually fallen off this game quite hard, if I'm being honest. I have.
Yeah, I haven't touched
same.
it.
I updated the game for season 1, and I went through. So that the new battle pass is it's a lot longer than the last one, and I went through the entire thing, and I nothing. Didn't like any of it. So I was like, oh. And then I think I just closed the game. And I haven't played it since.
They should have launched a new season with a new character, and also, it's nice to it's there. It's nice. It's a free-to-play game. Kind of wanting more. Like I need a little bit more to keep me coming back.
I think this will be a game that I come back to every so often when there's been like 3 or 4 new characters, and I'm like, okay, I'll jump in for a bit.
Yeah, the characters I think are what are going to keep this game alive. If they keep putting in like really interesting characters like Stripe, I'm going to be like, hell yeah, I will try Stripe when he comes out. Again, Warner Brothers, as we said, has such a variety of IPs. We've had leaks and like data mines of potential stuff as well, and it's like that all comes out and they keep putting in stuff. And they keep improving on like the mechanics, maybe a good ranked mode, maybe a good spectator mode.
Ranked mode is coming. Ranked is coming. And I think
But is it going to be good? That's the question.
I mean, like, the idea of playing a game and getting a win and then your number increases by 20 is enough for my caveman brain to be like, oh, okay, yeah. I can do that. It's like just the battle pass of the pre-season having stuff that I wanted kept me playing because I'm like, okay, yeah, I actually want this, and there's nothing in the game. I don't want to play the game for the sake of getting better because I don't really care that much about it right now, at least. But if there's like just even like a tiny metric of ranked, I could get back into it with ranked.
I think for me, it's unfortunately it's Street Fighter 6. It's like, oh, there's all these good fighting games coming out, and it's like, oh well, is there much point to trying to learn like go for MultiVersus when it's like, well, Street Fighter 6 looks really good and.
It's I don't know. I mean, it's like
Guilty Gear is kind of tempting me, even though I've never played that or watched it. I'm like, oh,
mate, I'll teach you Guilty Gear.
The music is good.
I'll teach you Guilty Gear. Are you serious?
Well, let me listen to more of the music first, and then maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's not fair because Guilty Gear's music is amazing.
I know, right?
I listen to Guilty Gear music regularly. Yeah, never played the games.
It's like a dumb meme, but you see it all the time. Where it's like, oh, this soundtrack comes with a fighting game. Oh.
Yeah, yes, but unironically.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So yeah, fighting games, MultiVersus. This was one that you added, Steve. Call of Duty now accused of stealing skin from Dr. Disrespect's weird game, Dead Drop.
His weird NFT game.
Yeah.
But it's like after the dog thing.
It's an NFT game
by Dr. Disrespect.
Well, Dr. Disrespect was a game developer.
Oh wait, there's a really funny joke here about NFTs and stealing art.
No, don't do it. It's too easy. How do you like it?
They just need to email back and say, "How could we steal it? You minted it." problem solved.
If they did that on purpose, that would be the funniest shit.
I mean, they're stealing everyone's art.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What is okay? So this happening with this artwork plus the doggy one from 1 or 2 weeks ago. It makes me think that there's just a serious lack of checking or serious checking going into the content of this game.
Those are the two known ones. Yeah. I've seen at least 2 or 3 other articles as well.
It's
of
insane.
Them stealing other stuff. There was the Project Melody gun.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
As well.
I haven't heard about that, but I can believe
that was a VTuber. It looks similar to her, but I feel like with VTubers, like Anime Girl. You can't. It was close.
Similar. Sorry, we were well past similar for that. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but with all these anime girls, it's like there's a VTuber of every color and flavor. You can't really avoid it if you're going for an anime aesthetic right now.
Like apart from Iron Mouse now, who's risen to the top, Project Melody is probably the most known VTuber for like the past 5 years.
Is that the not safe for work one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She started out on. Did she start out on Pornhub as a streamer or something like that? And then moved over to YouTube and shit?
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying, Steve, but when you go for like... It's like if someone made a character that looked exactly like Asmongold and went, but there's so many YouTubers that like he's gonna look like someone. It's like, but you've gone for the guy at the fucking top.
There are so many humans. It's fine.
Didn't they do that for Ashes of Creation? Like during one of their dev stream, they had a character that looked like Asmongold and just made him bald.
Even Steve's Imp is a plagiarization of another VTuber.
Not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna push this from now on. No, why not?
But what's it called? Oh, and for our audio listeners, the artwork that's been stolen or character is like a holographic skull zombie,
generic looking like cyborg zombie skull. But it is. Yeah. It doesn't matter how generic it looks. It is basically the same.
Yeah. Cyborg Blue Ghost Rider Reaper. There you go. That's my description of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm with him. I get that 100%.
Yeah. So yeah,
I wonder if it's just they remember there were those stories about they hire contractors for not even contractors, they'll hire people to Fortnite who will work in Fortnite for like 6 months and it's complete burnout because they're cranking out content at such a pace.
I heard this,
but they go through the crucible and then it's like, oh, you worked on Fortnite, you can work anywhere, you walk into a job anywhere.
I've not heard that. I've heard Fortnite is a wonderful place to work, and they are great.
No. So I've heard almost the same story as what you're saying, but I've heard as opposed to coming out with like Reputation or whatever, you basically sell your soul to create content for Fortnite for like 4 or 5 months, and it's the most horrific crunch because their cycle of new content is so rapid, but you get paid a fucking fortune.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Because they know you're just going to get absolutely burnt out by the time you're done. But it's like, okay, you do this for the fat paycheck.
Yeah. But what I meant was, is it the same, they're trying to, it's that same kind of content cycle where they're just like, some artist is like, I've got 4 fucking skins to concept art for by the end of the week. What am I going to do? And they're just like, nicking stuff.
It's got to be, like I said, it's probably that combined with the fact that, again, the release schedule is so tight and so fast, they can't actually peer review or just review this stuff fast enough. It's like, we trust you enough as an artist that you're not going to plagiarize work. You've handed me something that looks cool. Okay, it's fine. Like, fucking start coding it into the game. Like, we ain't got time.
It always blows my mind as well, because it happened recently in Magic. Somebody stole a bit of artwork and it got printed, and it went out to millions and millions of nerds, and it's like, they will find it. It's like, you won't get away with this. I don't understand.
It's one of those things where I just assume it's just like you trust the people that work for you, right? It's not an easy job, game development. You work.
I mean, the people plagiarizing.
They're obviously stupid for doing it, but I don't blame the people necessarily above them.
This is one of the ones where it's like, what are the higher ups going to do? You have to trust the people below.
Exactly, yeah. And because, like I said, it's a professional industry. You trust these professional artists that are amazing at their jobs. Even if it is plagiarism, someone has 3D modeled it and made it look all really nice and stuff. They're good at their job. They just plagiarize.
One, like, some of it is very obvious plagiarism, but some of it is also like, I always think this about like music as well. Is like, do you kind of like take in art or take in ideas passively, and then you make something, you're like, oh, this is really cool, not realizing that you might have.
This is such a deep question, and I've seen studies on this where you will remember the idea, but you will not remember that you didn't come up with it. That is a proven thing where like years from now you'll think of this character and you'll be like, man, he would be cool in Warzone, and you will not remember that you saw it on an article on a podcast.
I think that's true. But I think there's a line, right? Yeah, and there's a line where it's like influenced, and plagiarized, and you've gone too far. It's like,
especially with some art where it's like, it's with art especially, sometimes it's even traced, and that's too far as well.
Well, it's like even this character concept here. It's like, remove the hood, remove the bit on top of the skull, and make the whole thing a different color or something. And maybe then you start getting away from that slightly, and it's like not plagiarized, but it's too close. It's far too close.
Yeah. I also wonder, how difficult would it be to reach out to the original artist and say, hey, we want to put we've seen your concept, and we want to. I guess they're trying to skirt around. If they don't admit that they got this from somewhere, then they can say they were innocent. They didn't. Copy. They just
because it's tricky, right? Because internet, like brigading and being mad at stuff does have a shelf life, and I would be lying if I said I knew what happened and what was the follow up to that dog skin being in the game.
No idea, because I have absolutely no idea.
Because again, I didn't follow it up, and that kind of goes to this, where it's like, we talk about it now, like, oh, this is so shit, but then maybe Activision are like, well, yeah, it's like, this sucks, we'll remove it, but no one will remember in a week anyway. Which is obviously
they've apologized apparently for the dog skin we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I assume it was removed as well with the apology. We're sorry we did it, but we're keeping it in.
We're keeping it in. Yeah,
it's too cool.
Do you think they would apologize to Dr. Disrespect though? Who didn't he start off as like a COD dev or something?
But yeah, I was saying earlier, before he was, big, popular, massive streamer that he is now, he worked on Call of Duty as a multiplayer map designer. So it's almost like...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've almost come full circle. He's worked for Call of Duty, now does his own thing, and now, I guess, he's kind of working for Call of Duty again, because they're stealing his... because they're using his shit.
That's very funny.
It's
not funny, is it?
Reverse
I don't know. He's making an NFT game.
Yeah. I guarantee he makes a shit ton more doing what he does now than he did working for Call of Duty.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to say something else. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, so it's not like written here or anything, but there was another thing to do with Call of Duty, which is apparently the console versions of Modern Warfare, the remake, are basically unplayable in multiplayer and the campaign, because you have to download Warzone to play those games, which is just
this a while ago.
We did, yeah, but they're still doing it. And Warzone is still something stupid, like, it's absurdly large download. And for whatever's happening, there's like graphical issues with the multiplayer, and sometimes the campaign just isn't working or loading for a lot of people on console, and they just seem to not care because Warzone.
Whatever. Yeah, it's Warzone.
Yeah. Oh, it's because because
why are all these games so compromised? What is going on? Like, it's so weird.
It's just like they see what makes the money, right, and they just barrel towards Warzone, and they're like, "Sir, if we put in this new Warzone battle pass, it's going to completely break the multiplayer. Ship it, I don't care."
What's that like meme of the bus getting like just brushed aside by that freight train? That's that's like PS players complaining, and then it's like Warzone profits.
You basically being in the trillions. But yeah, I think it's so we talked about it earlier with Warzone 2 having its own separate release date. Mm-hmm. It has to be a separate client download this time. It has to be.
Hopefully.
It has to be. There's no way. Because they've had nothing but what feels like issues and negative news stories to the fact that it's been bolted onto the sides of these boxed games.
Well, they're different launch dates this year, right? Which implies but they were with Modern Warfare 2, so I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Well, Modern Warfare, the Modern Warfare game launched, and they had that weird co-op campaign stuff. Like missions.
Yes, which was so clearly supposed to be a battle royale.
It was a battle royale map, and we were like dropping in, and we were like, "Hang on a minute, this is just a battle royale."
You can't fucking pull the wool over my eyes. I know what this is.
I think at that point as well, they were they were like, "No, it's not."
Yeah. It's like you're dropping. You're like, this feels an awful lot like Tilty Towers. What's going on? There?
There was a big football stadium in the middle, and there were compounds everywhere, and people were like, "Is this a battle royale?" No. Of course it's not. Don't be silly. It's the co-op campaign.
No one said battle royale. What are you talking about?
It's the co-op campaign for Modern Warfare. Wink, wink. Did you just say wink, wink?
Why do all these battle royales? They still feel like first iterations of the formula.
Oh, I know.
Does that make sense?
I know exactly what you talk about. Today I saw that Realm Royale, the Paladins battle royale.
Oh my God.
Doing like a Reforged trailer for like on PlayStation or something, and I watched it. I was like, "Oh, is this changed much?"
Yeah,
nope, it looks exactly the same as it did on launch.
It feels like these games make bank. Why is everybody hamstringing themselves and tying them to engines that don't suit them?
Or outside of I would say like Apex. It feels like every battle royale is constructed like a upside down pyramid. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like...
No. What do you mean?
It's built on such shaky foundations.
The foundations are a single point.
Yeah.
Fortnite is built on top of a broken ass, single player building game.
My Horde defense game that I was promised.
It's actually dead.
Isn't Apex built on Titanfall 2 though?
Oh, Apex.
No, it's the same universe, but it's not. Apex it's not like an offshoot of Apex.
Apex came out a lot later than the other battle royales. It feels like. Whereas,
actually,
I was gonna say it's just you got Fortnite built on top of this janky single player game. You got PUBG, which was just like fucking Jesus Christ. That game was a mess when it came out, and you just build off of that, don't you?
Yeah, there's been one great battle royale that I think everyone forgets about, and that is Tetris 99.
Fall Guys. Oh, Tetris 99 was good. I like that.
Yeah, I still see people on occasion play it, and they are so cracked at it. I'm like, how are there like 99 other people to play?
Are you kidding me? People have been playing Tetris for decades.
I know, right?
This is not for us. This is for podcast listeners. But when we had a party ages ago, and our friend Alex played a match of Tetris 99 and won, and it was the hypest thing I've ever seen. The tension in that room as he was getting down to like 3 people left.
There's like 12 of us in a semicircle around him, like, go on, son, go on, get him.
And it was like, it started off, he was just like, whatever, playing away sort of thing. No one was really paying attention. And then it's like, as he got closer and closer, everyone was like, what's going on? It's like, fucking Tetris, man, he's going to win.
Tetris.
You were like, no way.
He's doing it. He's beginning to believe.
Have you ever seen the speedrun stuff of Grandmaster Invisible Tetris?
Yeah, it's insane.
It is insane. It is absolutely insane. Yeah, that's all the news for the week. Good job, everybody. Clap, 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 clap.
Should we do the releases quickly?
Yes, Steve. What is coming out?
Well, tomorrow, basically the day that this podcast is out, we have Total War Warhammer 3 expansion. Now, there's a couple of names here. It says it's either Immortal Empires or Champions of Chaos.
Oh, you want some janky wiki page again?
No,
I believe Champions of Chaos is DLC, and the Immortal Empires is their every map in one mode that they're releasing.
Yeah,
where they take Total Warhammer 1 and 2 and 3 and whack them all in one map, then you play that, and your PC crashes.
Yeah,
I know that there are lots of people excited for this expansion, so I thought I'd mention that quickly. What are you doing, Josh? He's zooming in on a picture of like some sort of demon.
He always finds the stupidest faces whenever you do releases. He always manages to find it.
This is Warhammer 3. What are you talking about?
The same day we have tomorrow. That is, we have the new Saints Row coming out.
Oh my god! Did you see the reviews for that today?
It's
It's shit.
Well, it's also like it's Saints Row as a franchise is wacky, and they've had the same characters for a while, and this is revamping it, so it's already, and it looks a bit more like they're going a bit more serious with it, which is like, no, Saints Row was great when you were the president in a video game with superpowers.
They've been wacky and maybe not as good as GTA, but they've not been like 4 out of 10 on a review scale bad.
But then I was like, I enjoyed Saints Row 4, I think, so I was like, I'll look into getting this. It's Epic Game exclusive for 50 quid. And I was like, nope, I'm out.
you tweeted that at me. You were like, because I quote tweeted that whole like review thread, saying like, you know, this looks not great. Look at these scores. And then your reply was like, oh yeah, I want to try it. I was just thinking like, why?
I enjoyed Saints Row the 4th a lot, and I did like request a key. And if they're not doing that well, I might actually get it.
Here's how I've always viewed Saints Row. It is not like off the wall GTA game. It's actually just a really good Duke Nukem game.
Yeah, I can. I'll humour that if you want to elaborate.
It's not a bad shout. Yeah.
I don't know. There's no elaboration. It's just if
that's it. Sam drops that and leaves.
Had really good games, they'd be like Saints Row.
I always felt like it was always kind of like satire or parody, right?
Yeah.
Whereas maybe, obviously, I haven't played this new one. I haven't read any reviews. It's really easy to almost do that wrong, where it's just almost goofy and stupid for the sake of being goofy and stupid. It's like, no, it's not just goofy and stupid. It's parody. It is specifically making fun of the serious tones of
That's
what
true.
was...
You can't criticize it if they say it's satire right at the start.
Yeah.
Because then, if it's a bad game, it's just satirizing good games.
Yeah, but I think that the problem with this
all these people rating it 4 out of 10, they missed the point.
Yeah, it's like, it's just a prank, bro.
Just a prank, bro.
Yeah. It's like, it's the game equivalent of like, I was only acting stupid.
Well, the issue is, what it seems like, is that for the fact that it was goofy and weird and satire and parody, underneath all that, Saints Row was still a pretty competent game. Whereas apparently this might not be. It needs more. This is fresh as of like literally a few hours ago, so it might need a bit more time to have a look at. But it's not looking great.
But yeah, well, it's the series seems to have a tonal shift, it's like, well, it's not what Saints Row, which people have loved about, like, which is like, oh, it's just crazy shit, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. And then for our last 2 games, I think they're most likely going to be Sam games. But the first one that I saw that looked kind of interesting is on August 25th. We have Monster Outbreak, which looked kind of like a pixel art, like tower defense survival type of game, where monsters come and attack you or something.
Monster Outbreak
looks kind of interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like tower defense, but then it's like listed as survival.
We got some Stardew Valley in there.
This looks like Bomberman something on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, I remember what you talk about, Josh. I loved that game.
Yeah, this looks like that.
But yes, so there's that one, and then the other one is Soul Hackers 2, which comes out on August 26th, which is the latest Atlas game. So
It's on
Give
Steam.
me more Atlas games.
We talked about this when it came out. Well, when it was announced, and it was like it was a Sam game. I don't know what it is, but it's
Look at that!
Sam.
Look at that Atlas character right there. This is so Atlas.
Yeah.
That's okay. I got really confused then. So these are SMT games.
Yes, this is SMT Soul
Right.
Hackers 2.
Okay. I didn't realize that. I was like, wait a minute.
SMT
That's
Josh, you fucking idiot.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Look, Josh knows. He said when it was an Atlas game, he should have known.
I should have known. This is a Catherine game.
But yeah, that is all of the interesting releases that I saw at least.
Baby.
It's this is
So dry week then.
basically nothing coming out. Basically, Sam's gonna have a lot to talk about, but he's got like he got like 3 games out of what Steve just announced.
Drag me away from
Sam's set for weeks. What the fuck?
Will do.
Look at all these games coming out for Sam. What have you played this week? I have played World of Warcraft.
No, there was also like, are you smarter than a 5th grader as getting a game? And I was like, maybe, but I was like, no.
When is
that's an answer that I can. That's a question that I can only lose at. You know.
Yeah.
I was just looking up Slime Rancher 2 got a release date as well, but that's
sick.
like a month from today.
Yeah.
That's
Everyone can go and play Bloons TD6.
oh yeah, everyone's getting addicted to balloons again.
Oh my god, Erin, my girlfriend has fully gotten addicted. She we were in bed yesterday and she went, I can hear it in my sleep.
The balloons popping in her head.
Yeah. She's having like numb flashbacks.
That's really funny. That's really funny. One of these podcasts we'll do was playing balloons. Why not? That could be fun.
I think we should.
We were talking about a list of games we could do. You could do Power Wash Simulator would be a good one.
Yeah.
And we could do a balloons
that
one.
would be.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one day for sure.
Yeah. But for now, that's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening, everybody, if you've made it this far. I've had a fun evening. I hope you have too.
Yeah.
As always, we'll do our socials very quickly and we'll get out of here. It's getting quite late. My name is Josh, aka BottlerWorks, and you can find me under the same name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I finally fixed YouTube. You couldn't search for me for some reason, but I've fixed it. That was weird.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I had to go into my account.
Oh, that's weird.
And what about you? What about you,
Will? Oh fuck! What am I at? I'm at Olive_Meister. You'll probably find me.
And Steve.
Oh, I'm Quikwix everywhere. That's QUIKWIX.com.
Get
your candles today.
No, not the website, not the Instagram.
And Sam.
Yeah, I'm Sam. Just Sam.
All right, thanks.
He's been tweeting a lot more.
He's getting there. He's getting there. He's close.
We'll get him yet.
Yeah, you're on what, like 7,000 followers now? Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, that's weird.
What is going on? Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, it always falls apart right at the end.